All right, this is chapter 18. It's going to be on classification, and we're going to talk about how organisms are classified and how we got to a modern day classification system that we have now. So, first thing is, why do we bother even classifying organisms? Well, depending on where you are, different organisms will have different names. Uh, one of my favorite ones, as an example of this, is a roly poly, a pill bug, a sow bug, and a potato bug. And that's because I've heard a lot of these names used to describe this little random insect. If you were going to do research on that insect, you would want to have a universal naming system that could be used so you can look up something and get information on all of them. Right? You don't want to figure out that some region happens to call it a different kind of bug. So that would just make your life a little bit more complicated. So that is the reason why we actually have our classification system. So here you have different levels of classification. And with different levels of classification, you're going to see uh, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. One of the ways I can remember this is King Philip came over for green salad, or kings play chess on fine green silk. Those are mnemonics to help you remember the order of each of these classifications. And as you can also see, kingdom is the broadest and most inclusive, whereas species is the most limited. It's one organism, one population of organism. So each level includes other levels above it, and they become more and more specific as you go. So Linnaeus was the one who created the classification system we have today, and before his time, there there really wasn't a very good system of classification, and two, there wasn't a whole bunch of technology that allowed him to classify organisms. So they based it on physical similarities. And physical similarities, while they might seem like it's a great idea, there's actually a lot of lacking from there. Not all organisms that look similar are genetically similar or share an evolutionary background, and that can throw people off when only using physical to classify organisms. So we decided not to use that, and that is actually the entirety of the Linnaeus system for chapter 18, section 1.